आवाज येतोय माझा?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके. So we have started with meteorological environment. We have seen what is meteorology. It is the branch of science concerned with processes and phenomena of atmosphere, especially means of forecasting the weather. Means it is the science which decides what will be the weather. There are some elements which comprises meteorological environment, that are atmospheric pressure, air temperature, humidity, rainfall, direction and speed of wind, and movements of clouds and character of weather. So these are the elements which decides what will be the weather. These elements comprises of meteorological environment. What is climate? It is the geographical concept representing a summation of whole range of meteorological environment. Means it may be rainy season, summer season, winter season. So we have seen about atmospheric pressure. That is, it is also called as barometric pressure, and it is the pressure within the atmosphere of Earth. The normal atmospheric pressure is 760 mm of Hg, and it is inversely proportional to altitude. That is, if altitude increases, atmospheric pressure decreases, and if altitude decreases, atmospheric pressure increases. So we have seen this. So we have seen there are three types of barometers. Barometer, it is the instrument used for measuring the atmospheric pressure. There are three types of barometer: Fortin's barometer, the Q pattern station barometer, and the barograph. Then we have seen about effects of atmospheric pressure on health. At high altitude, the atmospheric pressure is low, and also there is a oxygen pressure is also low. The man cannot survive at an altitude of 25,000 feet without breathing equipment. At the high altitude, there are some physiological effects on our body. That are increase in respiration, increase in concentration of hemoglobin, and increase in cardiac output. And there are mainly two diseases which are described. First is acute mountain sickness, and second one is high altitude pulmonary edema. So acute mountain sickness, it is very common, and it is characterized by symptoms like headache, insomnia, breathlessness, nausea, vomiting, and impaired vision. It is a reversible condition. And second one is high altitude pulmonary edema, which is characterized by cough, irregular or chain stop breathing, oliguria, mental confusion, hallucinations, stupor, seizures, and coma. So the treatment is the patient should be carried to a lower altitude as soon as possible, and symptomatic treatment should be given. Then what happens when we go to the low altitude? At the low altitude, the atmospheric pressure is high. So when we go to the low altitude at high pressure, the gases in the air like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen are getting dissolved in a blood and tissues. So imagine these are your lungs, and the gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide are present in your lung. When we go to the low altitude, it increases. So what happens when these gases are increased? If there is an excess of concentration of nitrogen and carbon dioxide, it leads to narcotic action, leading to loss of mental function and loss of consciousness. And if there is an excess of oxygen, it causes convulsion and sometimes death. When person comes from low altitude to the surface, the gases which are dissolved in a blood under pressure are released and causes air embolism. And this syndrome is called as, this disease is called as Caisson's disease. So till here we have seen yesterday. Today we'll see about next element of meteorological environment, that is air temperature. So the air temperature varies in a different part of the day and in different seasons. So what are the factors on which air temperature is depend? That is latitude of the place, which place it is, altitude of the place, direction of the wind, and proximity to the sea. These are the 4 factors which influences the temperature of air. Usually the temperature of the ground surface is always higher than that of air. So the factors on which air temperature is depend, that are latitude, altitude, direction of the wind, and proximity to the sea. And how air temperature is measured? Very simple, it is measured by thermometer. But you may not knowing there are different or many types of thermometer. So the measurement of the air temperature is done by thermometer, as we know. Usually the mercury thermometer is widely used, as mercury boils at a high temperature and has regular expansion, and its levels can be easily seen. So in day-to-day practice, we use mercury thermometers for measuring body temperature also. Then alcohol thermometers are also used. Why? But alcohol has advantage of not solidifying even at the lowest known temperature. So it is not so commonly used than mercury thermometers. Then there are some essential conditions for the use of thermometer when thermometer is used. The first condition is the air should have free access to the bulbs of the thermometer. The bulb is present at the bottom of thermometer, and that bulb should have free access for air. And second condition is the thermometer should be protected against radiant heat. Means it is should be protected against direct heat, direct sun heat. So there are two essential conditions for the use of thermometer. That is, first is the air should have free access to the bulbs of thermometer, and second is thermometer should be protected against radiant heat. And these conditions are fulfilled by mounting the thermometer on a special approved screen. That screen is called as Stevenson screen, which is used in all meteorological observations in India. I will show you the image. This screen is called as Stevenson screen. You can see the thermometer inside. So here the bulbs can have free access to the air, and also it is protected from the direct sunlight or direct radiant heat. And this screen is called as Stevenson screen. It is very commonly used in India for meteorological studies. Then these are the list of types of thermometer. So first is dry bulb thermometer. Second one, wet bulb thermometer. Third is maximum thermometer. Fourth is minimum thermometer. Fifth one is 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. Sixth one is globe thermometer. Seventh is wet globe thermometer. Eighth, silvered thermometer. And last but not least, very important, Kata thermometer. So these 9 are types of thermometer: dry bulb thermometer, wet bulb thermometer, maximum thermometer, minimum thermometer, 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. The 6 is name of scientist. 6 maximum and minimum thermometer, globe thermometer, wet globe thermometer, silvered thermometer, and Kata thermometer. We'll see one by one. So first one is dry bulb thermometer. So this is an ordinary thermometer which measures the air temperature. And for accurate readings, it is mounted on Stevenson screen at a height of 1.20 to 1.80 meter above the ground level. The Stevenson screen protects it against radiant heat, direct sun, and rain. So in Stevenson screen, the thermometer used is dry bulb thermometer. So this thermometer is dry bulb thermometer, this one. So for accurate reading, it should be placed at a height of 1.20 to 1.80 meter above the ground level. And it should be protected against radiant heat, direct sun, and rain. You can see the image also, dry bulb thermometer, and here is wet bulb thermometer. The name itself suggests dry means it is dry, and wet it is weighted by muslin sleeve cloth in dipped in a water. The weight bulb thermometer, it is same as a dry bulb thermometer, but difference is that it is kept wet by a muslin cloth which is fed by water from a bottle through a wick. This evaporation of water from a muslin cloth lowers the temperature of mercury. So these dry and wet bulb thermometer are of mercury. So these are types of mercury thermometer. The wet bulb thermometer therefore shows a lower temperature reading than a dry bulb thermometer. You can see in the image both thermometers showing the temperature, but in wet bulb thermometer the temperature level is low because this muslin cloth uses the temperature for evaporation. That lowers the temperature of thermometer. The drier the air, the lower the wet bulb reading. If wet and dry bulb thermometer records the same temperature, it means the air is completely saturated with moisture. Means there is a more humidity in temperature. More moisture is present in temperature. If both wet and dry bulb thermometers record the same temperature, it means the air is completely saturated with moisture, and which is very rare condition. The next type of thermometer is maximum thermometer. Maximum thermometer. This is also mercury thermometer. It is designed that there is a very fine constriction near the neck of the bulb. So the bottom at the bottom of the thermometer there is a bulb, and in maximum thermometer there is a fine constriction near the neck of the bulb. When the temperature rises, mercury expands. And when temperature falls, mercury cannot get back into the bulb. The end of the mercury thread at a distal end gives the maximum temperature reached. And for thermometer to set, each time it should be swinged briskly, because due to swinging the mercury retreats into the bulb. I will show you the image. Okay. The normal thermometer which we use in OPD, not digital mercury thermometer, that thermometer has a very fine constriction near the neck of the bulb. And for every time when we check the body temperature, we swing it to bring back the mercury at a zero level, or at a room temperature. Sorry, not zero level, at a room temperature. The minimum thermometer, here it is not a mercury thermometer, it is a spirit thermometer or alcohol thermometer. The liquid inside the minimum thermometer is a spirit which is immersed a dumbbell shaped index. The bulb is of dumbbell shaped. Here, when the temperature falls, the spirit drags the index towards the bulb end. And when temperature rises, spirit expands and runs fast index. Means it works like mercury thermometer only. When temperature rises, the spirit levels are rising. And when temperature falls, the spirit level is decreasing. So it works like mercury thermometer only. Then 6, maximum and minimum thermometer. In image you can see here the maximum and minimum thermometer are combined in a one frame. That is, one is mercury thermometer, the maximum one is minimum mercury thermometer, and minimum thermometer is spirit thermometer. It includes spirit. So it is combined in a one frame by the scientist 6. So by his name only it is called as 6, maximum and minimum thermometer. It is not used in India. The next type is globe thermometer. The globe thermometer is used for the direct measurement of mean radiant temperature of the surrounding. So it measures the direct temperature of the sunlight. So it measures the mean radiant temperature of the surroundings. This instrument consists of hollow copper bulb which is of 6 inch, that is 15 centimeter in diameter, and is coated on the outside with matte black paint which absorbs the radiant heat from surrounding objects. I will show you the image. You can see it includes a hollow copper bulb of a 6 inch diameter, that is 15 centimeter diameter, which is coated on the outside with matte black paint which absorbs the radiant heat from the surrounding objects. And specially calibrated mercury thermometer is inserted with its bulb at the center of globe. You can see in the image. It is also mercury thermometer, but it includes a globe which is of 6 inch diameter or 15 centimeter diameter, and it is covered or painted from inside by matte black color to absorb the radiant heat of surrounding. The globe thermometer registers a higher temperature than the ordinary air temperature thermometer. Why? Because it is affected by both air temperature and radiant heat. Other thermometers are only measuring the air temperature, but in it also measures the radiant heat. So it gives higher temperature. The difference between the globe thermometer temperature and a ordinary thermometer is the measure of radiant heat. Means when we minus the globe thermometer temperature and normal thermometer, it gives how much radiant heat is present in the environment. The globe thermometer is also influenced by velocity of air movement. The standard globe instrument reaches equilibrium with its environment in 15 to 20 minutes. A modified form of globe thermometer has been developed by Hallon and Crockford, which reaches in equilibrium in about half time, that is 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, this is not so important. Next one is wet globe thermometer. The instrument is designed for environmental heat measurement. It consists of dial thermometer with the heat sensing portion, which is enclosed by blackened copper sphere that is completely covered with wet black cloth. Means it is also same like globe thermometer, but it is covered with wet black cloth. So it is called as wet globe thermometer. The wet globe exchange heat with the surroundings by conduction, convection, evaporation and radiation. It is very similar as the way of perspiring man does. So the equilibrium temperature of globe provides the comprehensive measure of cooling capacity of work environment. Means with the, it not only measures the heat, environmental heat, but also measures the cooling capacity of environment. In how much time the environment gets cooled. So it works by conduction, convection, evaporation and by radiation. The next type of thermometer is silvered thermometer. The bright metallic surface reflects as much of the incident radiant heat as possible. When we use the silver color metal in the thermometer, it reflects the radiant heat. And this gives accurate reading of the air temperature. Here we are not measuring the radiant heat, we only want air temperature. So we use the silvered metal in a thermometer which reflects the radiant heat. And last, very important, Kata thermometer. You have a short note on this Kata thermometer for 5 marks or sometimes for 2 marks. And it is also placed for a spotting. Kata thermometer. The word kata is a Greek word meaning down. The kata thermometer is an alcohol thermometer with a glass bulb 4 cm long and 1.8 cm in diameter. The meaning of the word kata, it means down, and it is a alcohol thermometer with a glass bulb 4 cm long and 1.8 cm in diameter. The readings on the stem are marked from 100 degree to 95 degree Fahrenheit. Here also two types, wet kata thermometer and dry kata thermometer. In wet kata thermometer, the bulb of the thermometer is covered with wet muslin cloth. Before taking the readings, the bulbs of the thermometer are immersed in a hot water to warm them slightly above 130 degree Fahrenheit. When the alcohol rises into a small reservoir at the top of the instrument, the bulb of the dry kata is wiped dry. So before using or before taking the readings, the bulbs of the thermometer are immersed in a hot water to warm them slightly above the 130 degree Fahrenheit. This is the image of kata thermometer. You can see the alcohol in the thermometer. After immersing in hot water, the both instruments are suspended in the air at the point of observation. The time in seconds required for spirit to fall from 100 degree to 95 degree Fahrenheit is noted with a stopwatch. So the measurement is different than mercury thermometer. Here we record the time in a seconds, the time required for a spirit to fall from 100 degree Fahrenheit to the 95 degree Fahrenheit, which is noted by stopwatch, and this is repeated at least 4 times. The first reading is discarded and the average of last 3 reading is taken. How this thermometer works? We immerse it in warm water, hot water to warm it up to 130 degree Fahrenheit. Then we suspend this instrument in the air and we record the time which requires for to fall the spirit from 100 degree Fahrenheit to the 95 degree Fahrenheit. We take 4 readings, we discard the first reading and takes the average of last 3 readings. This length of time depends upon the cooling power of the air. So each Carter thermometer has factor. That factor is called as Carter factor, which is marked on the stem. This factor is determined for each instrument by the manufacturer. And the final reading, how we take? The factor which is specified on stem. This factor is divided by average cooling time, and this gives the rate of cooling in millicalories per square centimeter per second. Means the reading which we have taken and the Carter factor divided by the mean reading which we have taken. This gives the cooling time, the rate of cooling in millicalories per square centimeter per second. So mainly it is used for cooling power of the air. The dry Carter reading of 6 and above, the wet Carter reading of 20 and above were regarded as indices of thermal comfort. We have seen about thermal comfort already. So Carter thermometer are available to cover following 5 degree Fahrenheit cooling ranges. Okay, we have no time.
खाना दूं
आवाज येतोय माझा?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So how we have taken reading? Like kata thermometer. It is the alcohol thermometer. The word kata means down. First, we have to immerse the thermometer in a hot water to make it warm up to 130 degree Fahrenheit. After that, suspend this instrument in a air. After that, the time in seconds required for spirit to fall from 100 degree Fahrenheit to the 95 degree Fahrenheit is noted with a stopwatch. What it means? It falls from 100 to 95 means it measures the cooling power of the air. The temperature which is required for cooling of the air. And this reading is taken for 4 times. The first reading is discarded and average of this last 3 readings is taken. And after that, we have a one factor that is called as kata factor, which is mentioned on an instrument. And this factor, this kata factor, is divided by average cooling time, the reading which we have taken, the average we have taken. So the kata factor divided by average cooling time. This gives us that rate of cooling in a millicalories per square centimeter per second. So originally this kata thermometer is used for measuring the cooling power of the air. The normal readings, a dry kata reading of 6 and above and wet kata reading of 20 and above is regarded as a indices of thermal comfort. Kata thermometers are available to cover following 5 degree Fahrenheit cooling ranges. Means there are 3 types of kata thermometer. First is standard kata. This gives cooling range between 100 degree Fahrenheit to the 95 degree Fahrenheit. Second one is high temperature kata cooling. It gives range between 130 degree Fahrenheit to 125 degree Fahrenheit. Sorry. The first is standard kata. It gives cooling range between 100 degree Fahrenheit to 95 degree Fahrenheit. Second one is high temperature kata, which gives range between 130 degree Fahrenheit to 125 degree. And third one is extra high temperature kata. It gives cooling range between 150 degree Fahrenheit to the 145 degree Fahrenheit. So these 3 types of kata are distinguished by the color of alcohol. Usually the standard kata is colored red. The high temperature is colored dark blue. And the extra high instrument is colored as a magenta color. So we can differentiate it from a color. The kata thermometers have a silver bulb to reduce the errors of radiation because it reflects the radiant heat. Then what are heat stress indices? Till here we have seen the types of thermometer. Then what is heat stress indices? The heat stress is the burden or a load of heat that must be dissipated if the body is to remain in a thermal equilibrium. Hence, heat stress is the burden or load of heat that must be dissipated if the body is remain in thermal equilibrium. The factors which influences the heat stress are metabolic rate, air temperature, humidity, air movement, and radiant temperature. Heat stress is the burden or a load of heat that must be dissipated if the body is to remain in a thermal equilibrium. The amount of heat gained by the body must be equal by amount of heat lost from a body for equilibrium. And the factors which influences the heat stress are metabolic rate, air temperature, humidity, air movement, and radiant temperature. So there are mainly three heat stress indices. First is equatorial comfort index. It gives temperature of still and saturated air. The equatorial comfort index, it gives temperature of still and saturated air. Second one is heat stress index. It gives percentage of heat storage capacity of an average man. The heat stress index, it gives percentage of heat storage capacity of man. If it is 0, there is a no thermal stress. If it is 10 to 30, it is moderate to mild heat strain. If it is 40 to 60, there is a severe heat strain. If it is 70 to 90, it is very severe heat strain. If it is 100, it is the upper limit of heat tolerance. So this index gives the percentage of heat storage capacity. This index shows the storage capacity of heat storage capacity of average man. If it is 0, the person cannot store the heat and it is very rare. If it is 10 to 30, the moderate to mild heat, the person can store it. If it is 40 to 60, the person has a severe heat storage capacity. Like that, 70 to 90 very severe and 100 is the upper limit of heat tolerance. It is also very rare. Then predicted 4-hour sweat rate. This also we have seen already while dealing with air. Predicted 4-hour sweat rate. It is the rate at which man sweats. It is the rate at which man sweats. It is the very good index of heat stress. It is only applicable in situation where sweating occurs. Means in hilly areas or snowfall areas, it is not applicable. So it is applicable only in situation where sweating occurs. The 4.5 liter in 4 hours is the upper limit of tolerance. And 2.5 liter in 4 hours is considered as optimal for working man. 2.5 liter of sweating in 4 hours, it is considered as optimal for working man. And 4.5 liter in 4 hours, it is upper limit of tolerance. So what is heat stress indices? Heat stress is the burden or a load of heat on a person. In simple language, it is a burden or load of heat on a person to maintain the thermal equilibrium. And the factors which influences are the air temperature, metabolic rate of person, humidity, air movement, and radiant temperature. So the amount of heat gained by the body, it must be equaled by amount of heat lost from body to maintain the thermal equilibrium. There are 3 heat stress indices. First is equatorial comfort index. It gives temperature of still and saturated air. Second one, heat stress index. It gives percentage of heat storage capacity of average man. This is how much man can store the heat. So if it is 0, there is a no thermal stress. It is very rare condition, 0 and 100. If it is 10 to 30, moderate to mild heat man can store. 40 to 60, man can store severe heat. 70 to 90, very severe heat storage capacity. And 100, it is the upper limit of heat tolerance. The third index is predicted 4-hour sweat rate. It is the rate at which man sweats. And it is a good index of heat stress. And it is only applicable in situation where sweating occurs. 4.5 liters sweating in a 4 hours is the upper limit of tolerance. And 2.5 liters sweating in a 4 hours is considered as a optimal for a working man. So next part will continue tomorrow. If any doubt, you can call me or message me personally. Any doubt? Any doubt till here? Any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
समझले?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.